So just a basic 4/4 kick, a little thumpy kick for low end, and then I've just done a kick roll, the same as what he's done basically. Actually his is like that, and I've just decided to move it across one. And then my clicky kick, both together. Bass pattern is just that, and I've shortened the second two notes. Bass patch, envelope 2 goes to the filter, MG Low 24, quite short decay, and then same on the envelope 1 for the overall sound, but that doesn't matter too much because the filter's doing that. If I go shorter than the filter, you'll see that. But yeah, effects wise, so some of this stuff's just effects that are automated effects. So if I take off, that's just for level, and the rest, yeah, just automation stuff. Bit of compression there, I'm kind of smacking it, and then another one just getting those peaks because it's a plucky bass. EQ wise, I'm just taking this little notch, what he's took out there on his bass, it sounds like anyway. And then all I've done on here is just took the sides out of the bass just to try and bring it in a little bit for what I'm going to do later. That's just for automation, don't know why that's there, get rid of that, get rid of that. And then I've just got this side chain, and you can hear that pumping. But then what I noticed is if you go to his track, take out the mids, the bass is still there, and actually I noticed it's pretty low for a wide bass. Like you can still hear it down there, you can still hear some width in the bass down at that frequency range. So all I've done is duplicated the bass and add a bit of unison, and I've been playing with the filter, minor tweaks, just trying to get the same overall tone as is, and it seems somewhere in that ballpark just there. Decay and everything's pretty much the same as the other bass. And then I've added a drum bus, quite like the drive on it. Release is a bit faster actually. Fast attack, don't really care about the transient. And then what I've done is I've cut the mids out of mine, so when they're layered, they're hopefully not phasing or phasing as much. And then a bit of EQ, taking the lows off. So now what we've got is, actually sounds like, I think it sounds like Delirium actually. So clap, just a 909 clap. Short decay there, nothing on the transpose, and then I've just layered it with another clap and smashed it with some limiting, breaking some audio rules here, and I've just smashed them together really, and I'm just getting rid of that peak as well. Over exaggerated clap basically, but really the most important thing is I like the sound of it. Not use the ride, I was playing with the ride sound. Crash there, that's just a 909. Close that, it's just a generic house pattern that kind of works. And I have noticed in his track a bit later, you can hear that there's a hat that comes in just before the clap. 909 open hat. So I've got a dry one, and then a bit of sizzle. Then the second bar is just a noise hat on that 8th open. And then here I've got wider hats, so right and left channel, slightly different. I've used a mid-side EQ just to boost the sides and then try and get a bit wider. So this is the Has effect, something's making it. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. And then there's the filter. So I don't want all the highs, but just put them together, you'll hear it phasing. As they get further apart, the left and right channel get a bit wider sounding, with and without. It's just to make the open hat, you know, wider, thicker, stronger. This drum rack thing is just something that layers up with the percussion that I'm going to show in a minute. So this first bar is a double hat on the second hit, which is what he does. I've not put it in the group as I can process it differently, and then I can get separation from the rest of the hats. So as you can hear there, he's got this call and response. Huh, hey, hey. And it's the same thing all the way through the track, both bars being different.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got call and response going on through the vocal, the percussion, the hats, with both bars being different.
Oh.
And then this is a layer of that drum rack.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not the same percussion sound as his. It'd be quite time consuming to find that exact one. In terms of the groove or the swing that he's used, it might be manual what he's done, but if I just try and look in here, look, I can literally try and match up his swing. So if I just start with, I don't know, 65, and you'll see here that, see how it's slightly off, so it's obviously not that. And if I can get closer, that'd be good. Doesn't have to be exact. As I say, it could be manual. That's closer to the grid, so it needs to be further away from the grid. So that's a bit closer to the 16th note. Let's try 62. And this is all I did to find the swing of the track, basically. I mean, even that's close enough, but we can go a bit tighter to what he's got. So there, if I look at that, it looks good enough to me. If I just play that. That's the swing of his track, basically. Get rid of that. And then what I'm doing, I'm putting it in so I've put it in here. So all I've done, if I go to the 16th note and then put my swing in, I can commit that, and actually that should line up with what he's got. Close enough. I think that's pretty close. I mean, that one looks spot on. And then you can use that, or it seems that he's used that on his bass, so both basses, the lead, the percussion parts, the closed hats, that drum rack bit. So let me just pitch this. No. Like I say, it's not the same, but it is irritating me a little bit. And lead sound. So I'll just show you what I did basically. This is the pattern I've come up with. I'm just trying to copy the envelope that he's got in his. I've made that mono. Just so it bends over the release between the notes. This is just trying to get the same rasp, which is the only thing that is not as close as I'd like it to be, but it's close. So yeah, just get rid of that. So what I've noticed is he's got this raspiness, and I've been playing with that filter to get that. So, and also he has got more width than I realised. So if I listen to this, so this is just the side channels, and you can hear there's a lot in the side channels. So that's just his reverb. It's not a wide saw sound, it is just the reverb. So let's just touch that a little bit. And the release and the rasp is the kind of key to getting as close as you can. I've just noticed as well that he's got a little bit of automation here. So I'm just automating the release and then the reverb as well. Maybe that's too long. Let's just, I'm going to try and pull that back in. That'll do. And then processing. That ruins it. A bit of this drive is nice. Hopefully that's not doing anything to lows. Tiny bit of side chain. This EQ is just trying to copy his overall frequency balance that he's got. That node there is really trying to match his raspiness of his saw. And then this Reese thing. So sawtooth. I've just done a bit of unison, so that's what it starts with. And then it's a very wet sounding thing, so, and then I've put distortion after that to try and pull up the thickness of the reverb. This is really, again, just trying to get the same resonant frequency it's got. And I can hear it in his. I mean, it sounds like a sample, to be honest. Compression is just for level. Turn it up a bit, basically. I can put a low note in as well. I don't think that's too bad. I think it's close, that. 5 dB knocking off. I could probably turn the attack down on this. I don't really need to have a slow attack for that. Tiny bit of side chain. Cutting the lows. This is just to clean it up. So if you can hear this, let's. So because it's so wet, when it's off and it comes back round, it clashes with the lead. Just clashing with the mix a bit.
Yo, he's back to the rafters, lights up and he's back to the afters.
So if I put that on.
Yo, he's back to the rafters, lights up and he's back to the afters.
And you get that contrast between the big thickness